Hey guys, it is the second video on More Motivation's YouTube channel. Happy Wednesday. I'm actually recording this on a Sunday, but happy Wednesday. Alright, so today's video I think is going to be very fun. It's something I've always wanted to do because, fun fact about me, I'm addicted to makeup videos. I love makeup videos on YouTube. I love tutorials. I love feeling like I know what I'm doing. I love learning from my favorite makeup artists on YouTube, and it's like a serious addiction. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna blend the world of MoorerMotivation with some makeup. So it's a little get ready with me. I'm actually going to the grocery store with my boyfriend, and I just feel like, hey guys, get ready with me as I go to the grocery store. You know, this is what life looks like. You get dressed up to go to the grocery store in quarantine. Comment below if you know how that feels. And if you see my little setup here, it's very bootleg. You can see my mirror. I got my camera taped to my mirror. If you're a new YouTuber, you know we gotta get creative with our video. Until I get some brand new equipment, we gotta get creative, okay? Thank you very much. So let's jump in. I'm not a professional makeup artist. I really don't even think you should really follow my tips. But if you happen to like the way I do it, why not follow along with me, okay? MoorerMotivation with some makeup is about mental health awareness in a pandemic, or just the quality of mental health in a pandemic. I know a lot of us, we somewhat have lost our minds in this season. It's very hard to, I would say, navigate this new normal, and I'm not good at telling the products, but I'm gonna just show you. It's hard to navigate this new normal as we are going through a pandemic, because this is new for us. We weren't expecting 2020 to go like this. You know, 2020 started out with us losing Kobe, and that was big because I'm a huge Kobe fan. And then, boom, before you know it, we have this outbreak that was actually here way before Kobe's, before Kobe's death. It just hadn't hit the U.S. yet until, I would say, around March. And it's just been a crazy whirlwind of emotions, you know. And I think that the biggest thing, and I hope you're writing notes aside from makeup notes, the biggest thing is, and I use my Covergirl eyebrow pencil. I love this thing. The biggest thing is you gotta realize just how grateful you have to be in a season like this. I know it doesn't make sense because you're like, look, I may have lost my job, you know, money ain't coming in, my business has come to a stop, you know, I'm losing customers, I don't really like working from home, can't do what I want to do, I can't travel, you know, money is slow, money ain't coming in. And when you think about all of that, it will cave in on your mind. Your thoughts will run rampant to the point where you can't organize anything, to the point where you honestly feel like, how am I going to navigate this new normal when I'm losing things as I'm going through a pandemic? It doesn't really feel like I'm gaining anything, but I'm losing a lot during this season of COVID-19. But what was helped me during this time, and I hope it helps you, hope you can change your perspective on it, is just the beauty of finding so many things to be grateful over. Like, For me, I've been fortunate enough to still have a job during this season. You know, because my job is considered an essential business in sales. So for me, it's like I'm blessed for that, but I'm also blessed for so many other things. I'm blessed that I still have a house that I can, you know, reside in. I'm blessed that I have my family with me. I'm blessed that my grandmother at 94 years old is still living, still in her right mind. I'm blessed, you know, to have friends that I love. I'm blessed to have health. I'm blessed to have a strong immune system. I'm blessed to have purpose. I'm blessed to have a dream, you know. And when you just keep reminding yourself of all the things that you really have to be grateful about, it changes your perspective of things that you lose. It changes. And I challenge you guys to write down all the things that you can be grateful about. And it's going to change the game for your faith. It's going to change the game for how you train your mind to look at disaster, how you train your mind to look at adversity. It's going to change the game for you, period, when you learn to do that. And I carve out my brows with the Loreal Infallible concealer. It's one of the best drugstore concealers. Don't say I ain't put you on. So when you train your mind to just remind yourself of all the things you can be grateful about, woo, it's one of the best things you can do for your mental health. And just to give you a background about me, you know, I'm an only child. I come from two strong parents who were, you know, we're still together, which I'm so blessed about. But one thing they taught me, you know, throughout my life is they taught me how to pray. They've taught me how to love. And a major thing that they taught me is how to train my thoughts, how to train my perspective, how to just remind myself of how blessed I really am, no matter what comes against me. They taught me that, my parents. And when I translated that into my own struggles, into my own life, when I realized I had to trust God outside of what just mama and daddy said he was or what he did for them, but I had to trust God for myself, it changed the game for me. Because we all have that encounter with God through our parents, through our loved ones, through people that tell us about him. But when we have that encounter, that personal encounter with him, it's like nothing you've ever seen before. It's nothing you've ever felt before. And it's like everything everybody's told you, now it makes sense. Because you've had that encounter that only you and God know about. And so, being an only child, growing up, you know, I was bullied a lot in middle school here in Fort Lauderdale. Bullied a lot. A lot of people underestimated me. A lot of people saw my weaknesses before they saw my strengths. A lot of people saw me as an easy target when I was young, that I can just be picked on. So I came from this house full of love and positivity, and then I went out into a cruel world that could care less about me. And during that time of being young and trying to navigate bullying and people telling you your worth without you knowing your worth, it was like the minute I really tapped into who God said I was, what he thinks about me, it changed the game for how my self-esteem was. My self-esteem was horrible. But it was almost like my self-esteem, and I'm using Juvias Place Foundation, one of my favorite foundations, Legos. Or if you have dark skin like me, best foundation. If I can ever get it squeezed out, I'm gonna need some more. So it changed the game for my self-esteem. My self-esteem was horrible when I was young. You know, I didn't think much of myself. But it's like once I started having so many encounters with Christ, once I start realizing what he thought about me, what he thinks about me, what his word says about me, once I started tapping into that, when I tell you, it was a game changer for me. Like, I started looking in the mirror, liking what I looked like. And this all, I would say, happened in high school. And I truly just like fell in love with myself through God's eyes. I fell in love with who he said I was, how valuable he said I was, that I was his masterpiece, that I was his canvas, that he, you know, took so much time and detail before he even knew me. Before my mother knew me, he formed me. He knew who I was. He knew who I was destined to be. And once I tapped into that, man, it was like nothing nobody could say could block me. Nothing no one could say could change what I thought about myself. And it was a major moment for me to tap into this. Because it was like I finally came into full awareness that I would never be defined by what other people think of me. I would never be defined. Make sure you get that neck and blend it in, y'all. I won't really be showing my shoulders, but you get the point. If you remind your kids of that, just like my parents remind me, it's going to change the game with how they view themselves, especially when they have that encounter with Christ. It's going to change the game for them. And the beauty of God is that he will allow you to think very little of yourself just so he can meet you at the right time, in the right moment, to transform your view of who you are. Like, God allowed me to get to my lowest for me to really get to know him. It's like in my lowest, I got to know him. I'm using Mercier setting powder. The little mini size, because the bigger one is expensive. You know, balling on the budget. So I didn't allow that, the attention that I was getting from boys to, you know, totally, I would say, change this new self-esteem that I built. I did not allow it, because men and boys know exactly what to do to try to build your self-esteem, and then they know how to tear it down if you let them. I've been a product of it. So if you're a young girl watching this, don't stress about the lack of attention you feel like you may be getting in high school. Be glad that you ain't getting all the attention. I'm telling you, it sounds crazy, but be glad. Because I realized that God was protecting me. Like, I wanted a boyfriend so bad when I was younger. Like, so bad. But God was protecting me from spirits and people that I wanted to be attached to. He was protecting me from them. He was like, I don't want you to be known for all the things the other girls at your school are known for. I want you to be set apart. I want you to be different. I want you to know that there's nothing wrong with being different. There's nothing wrong with feeling dorky, weird, feeling like people ain't really paying attention to you. There's nothing wrong with that. And I loved being set apart at that time. I really did. Like, I was like, you know what? It's okay if ain't nobody checking for me. It's okay. Because it's like there's nothing to envy when you feel like there's other girls getting more attention from you. That God knows how to reserve you for the right person. And then I use a HudaBeauty, Kunafa. And then I put it on top of that L'Oreal Mercier. So I double set, okay? Because I get oily, y'all. So we got to set so it can last. Even though I'm going to the grocery store. So, and this is where I love to bake. I'm a baker. Some people don't like to bake, but I love baking. So yeah, so that was a game changer for me, y'all. I was like, you know what? There's nothing wrong with the fact that ain't nobody checking for me, that they sleeping on me. Ain't nothing wrong with that. God knows exactly who is right for me. And telling you, all that little drama you have in high school, it's like the older you get, the more you forget about it. The more you was like, what was I tripping about again? What was I crying about again in high school? None of that stuff will matter. It really won't. So I'm all over the place in my motivation right now, but hopefully you're gaining something from this. Hopefully I'm not talking your ear off like I talk my own ear off. Warriors palette. The latest palette for brown skin. I'm telling you. I love me some Juvias place. And it's affordable too. I think I got this for like $10, $12. Very affordable. Yeah, so the biggest thing for me was in this quarantine is I had to check how I was spending my time. I had to check how I was using this free time that I usually don't have. And am I using it for something that I've been saying I wanted to do, which is this YouTube channel, which is being consistent with my podcast, which is making sure that I'm not just giving all my time to another man's dream at that 9 to 5, but that I'm giving time and attention to my own dream. If you ain't putting time and attention into your own dream, the dream will fail. You got to pay attention to it. Nobody else is going to give your attention, your dream attention, more than you. Is create a routine for yourself in quarantine. If you feel like depression is creeping up, if you feel like you're just allowing your thoughts to run out of control, this is my bronzer. FentyBeauty. I usually have all Fenty products, but I've been switching it up, but Fenty is my go-to. CoCoNaughty. So if you find yourself just in this depressive state, find a routine. Routines are very, very important to getting over a breakup, to stop worrying about what's not going right. Routines are important, man. And I'm telling you, when you build that routine, it'll change the game for you. It really will. It'll really allow you to get into this new habit. Like, I've been building a fitness routine every day. I've been doing my 100 squats, my 100 crunches every day. Some days I miss it, but I make up for the next day. I do double crunches, double squats. So with that routine, it's caused me to stay focused on something. It's caused me to not worry about the fact that I can't go to a gym. Not worry about the fact that about what I look like in the mirror, because that's another thing that can get you depressed is is just looking at yourself and critiquing yourself too much. So when I started doing that, it allowed me to really I love lashes. It's gonna be a mess, guys. Me doing lashes on camera. But yes, find a routine and stick with that routine. Where is my tweezers? Hold on one second. Y'all, it took me 5 hours to find these tweezers. Finally found them. This bake has been on me way too long. But what were we talking about, y'all? Build a routine and stick to it. Build a healthy routine. And don't have people in your life that's, you know, not promoting healthy routines for you. Because it ain't doing you no good to have people in your life who is throwing you off of your healthy routine, which is very necessary. Now, with me and lashes, it's a love-hate relationship, y'all. Because, you know, I get a little... It's like one time I'll have a good lash day, and then another day, it'll be horrible. Y'all, I'm finally back. It took me 5 hours to find my tweezers, and I tried to record doing my lashes, and it was a fail. So there's gonna be somewhat of a weird transition in between this clip and the last one. But just because we're almost done with this makeup tutorial, I challenge you guys, as you're building your routines, gotta get them sideburns, as you're building your routines, to really also focus on, in your routines, to have affirmations written down. Write down things that you want to repeat aloud every day, whether that is, I'm a future billionaire, you know, I'm an overcomer, I'm a winner, my business is succeeding, new things, amazing things are happening for me every day. Today will be a good day. Whatever those affirmations look like for you, I challenge you to repeat it, like, over yourself every day. Repeat it aloud. Say it till it's in your spirit. Say it till your spirit responds to it. And affirmations really will change the game for your mental health. It'll change the game for how you see yourself. It'll change it. It'll change the game for your mind. It'll allow you to really focus on how to train your mind to get out of that negativity. It really will. Another big major thing, and I'll leave it at this, is let a little bit of highlighter. Let the toxic, foolish, take the trash out when it comes to people in your life. I'll say it. I say it on my podcast. I said it on my last episode. Take the trash out. Stop letting people, you know, have residence in your life longer than they should. It's time to pull out the eviction notice. It really is. Whether it be that man, whether it be that woman, whether it be that best friend that's been in your life for a long time, so you don't want to let them go. Whoever it is that is not increasing your value, and y'all ain't winning together, remove them. It's okay. Believe me. This is the best season to remove them. The best season. Because it may feel like, how am I going to do life without them? But it's like, once you remove them, you'll see the difference. Believe me. You immediately will see the difference it'll make in your life. It'll be less noisy, less drama, and you're going to be thanking yourself that you allowed yourself to get rid of the trash. I got so much going on right now. I'm trying to find Oh God, y'all just, this is my first makeup video. I don't know what I'm doing. Finally, I found it. I'll go back to my palette and then I do that in the corner highlight. Whew, y'all, just have grace with me, okay? Like, I'm a mess. Me and makeup tutorials, who really thought I could do this? But I'm doing it, you know. It'll be better the next time, I promise, guys. And if you've made it to this far in the video, you the real MVP. So yes, affirmations. Get rid of the trash as far as people in your life. Make sure that you're reminding yourself of everything you need to be grateful about. And make sure that you carry a healthy routine. And that's a list of everything I was talking about in this video, along from my own self-esteem story. I, you know, grew up with very low self-esteem, and then God, you know, allowed me, because God taught me who I was through his word. He showed me how valuable I was to his kingdom through his word. And that's, only your creator can really tell you who you are, because he created you. So if you let other people tell you who you are when they ain't create you, that's a horrible recipe. NYX setting spray, because all that powder we done put on our face, we need to balance it out. And then y'all, I wish I had something special I do to my lips. I really don't. My lips are just gloss. This is Revlon Honey Beige. It's like a nice little creamy nude. We can do that. I don't do a lot because you gotta be careful with nude on dark skin. And when I find my gloss, I'm gonna put that on top of it. You feel me? You see me? You see me? Where is... Like, I can't be great because I can't find anything. This is my favorite lip gloss from the drugstore. What am I talking about? The hair store. Yes. And yeah, I'm a lip gloss person. I don't spend a lot of money on lip gloss. Lip gloss just goes with any makeup look, especially a simple one. Who has time for all these lip combos that y'all be coming up with? Not me. So this is the finished look, guys. Ain't nothing special. I'm just going to the grocery store. I only did the extra stuff for y'all. But honestly, if I was really doing my makeup like an everyday makeup, it wouldn't include lashes. And it would look like this actually, but it wouldn't include lashes. Just minimal eyeshadow. You know, I hope you enjoyed this version of MoorerMotivation with a little bit of makeup. Get ready with me. Let's talk about mental health. I hope that it really transformed your thinking of the way you're handling your routine during the quarantine. I love you guys. Share this. Follow me on Instagram at MoorerMotivation. You'll see it on your screen as well as in the description box. Follow me at MoorerMotivation, as well as follow my podcast, Fill the Cup Podcast, on Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud. I love you guys. Have a great Wednesday. Have a great week. We're going to end this quarantine season well, okay? Looking better, feeling good, looking good. Just really just feeling ourselves, loving ourselves. God loves you. I love you. Deuce.